Holy cow, do we have a big episode for you today. Welcome back to the Special Education and Advocacy Podcast with Ashley Barlow. I'm Ashley Barlow, and I'm so happy you're here. And you also just heard something momentous because that is the last time I am going to say that. We've got a new name, we've got a new brand. This podcast is now the Collaborative IEP podcast. And man, am I ever excited to share that with you. Okay, so we rebranded. Ashley Barlow Company is called the Collaborative IEP. You are going to see tons and tons of changes. And I am so excited to share this information with you. In addition to the rebrand to the Collaborative IEP, I've got a new product that's coming out for you very shortly. And that is a set of videos that is called the IEP Guru Academy. Man, it feels good to tell you this stuff. Okay, so why do we rebrand? That's what we're talking about in this podcast episode. We're talking about the rebrand because I'm so excited. I've been really excited to tell you guys, and kind of like I've had a lot of consternation about when to tell you and how to tell you. And you know how our brand is literally perfectly imperfect? Finally, I said to my team, you know what? We are just us. We are not going to be able to do like a big, department store style new look, same great taste kind of thing. It's going to trickle, and trickling is okay, but we've got to tell the people. And so we're telling the people. Basically, I started this business in 2020. I started it because I was thinking about doing a vlog, like a YouTube series during the pandemic. And then I called Rachel, my creative director, and my just most amazing friend and expert and marketing person. And just incredible professional. And I was connected with Rachel, and she convinced me to start Ashley Barlow Company during the showing of Frozen 2. My earring just fell out, and the rest is history. But when we did that, there were so many decisions to make. There was so much stuff I wanted to talk about, so much I needed to learn about making digital courses and doing a podcast and marketing and social media and all this stuff, that the name honestly was kind of an afterthought. It just felt like there were so many possibilities out there. And so with my team and with some market research, we decided to call it Ashley Barlow Company, and that's what it was. But I think kind of the big thing that has recurred over the last like 6 to 9 months is that people are really struggling. You all are really struggling to find the collaborative spirit on your IEP teams. And honestly, that's what I'm good at. That's what I like. That I literally wrote my law school essay about bringing people together. I read tons and tons of books. I listen to podcasts. I talk to people. I take continuing ed on negotiation strategy, mediation strategy, arbitration strategy, which I don't know that I'll ever arbitrate a case ever again in this practice area, and organizational leadership. And so the idea of collaboration is like what my nature is. And, I've said this out loud 1,000 times. I don't care if it debilitates my position bargaining, because I tell my clients this too. I am a special education attorney licensed in the state of Kentucky, and I don't file due process very often because, frankly, I think that cases have better outcomes when they are negotiated and when teams are able to collaborate in a way to support the child and to keep things at the IEP table and not to go let a judge make the decision. So, collaboration is the spirit of my law practice. What I try to keep as an undertone in all of the products that we provide at Ashley Barlow Company, the artist now known as the Collaborative IEP. And so this rebrand just kind of became like organic. It's almost like the name just kind of landed in my lap. I wasn't thinking, oh gosh, we got to change the name. It just kind of happened that I was like, the Collaborative IEP seems like it aligns better with our mission, and it also focuses more on the process and the product and less on me because it doesn't have to be about me. So the focus now is on the collaboration process, on the IEP process, and most importantly, on you, because the name focuses on your needs. We emphasize collaboration. We are emphasizing the empowerment of parents and other people on IEP team. And we're trying to emphasize the idea of teamwork in the IEP process. So we have a new name, friends, the Collaborative IEP. Our mission statement remains the same. So it's really important that you understand that the values and the missions, that empathy, that partnership, that confidence building, that empowerment are the same. My goal, kind of where I think I can make an impact, and what you all say I do and I make an impact, is in taking these really complex legal concepts and making them accessible to you, making them feel like something that you can do, and then helping you to understand how to get better outcomes for your child by collaborating and working together with your IEP team. And of course, kind of the number one way that I recommend doing that is with communication, effective communication. Oh, really, we aren't changing anything. The values stay the same, the mission stays the same, the vision stays the same, but the name now encompasses what I think you want and what I think the special education community needs, particularly parents. So, my vision is to continue to support you as parents, to support advocates, to us to support other IEP team members in order to make education a more inclusive and appropriate and supportive process and service, and in some cases, even place for students and for the entire team. So I really see that we're able to do that. Now, one of the things that's been really important to me in that process is understanding what you all want. Particularly, I'm really talking to my parent listeners for a second. Because, and if you're an attorney or an advocate, or if you're on a school team, I think it's important that you kind of understand like my insight on the psychology of the parent in special education. So I did a reel this week, and the reel was like, I tell people all the time that I think special education advocates and attorneys are kind of like need a new roof. Like, you don't really want to pay for a new roof, but you know that you need a new roof. Like, your house is not going to be nearly as sturdy without a roof if you've got a leak or some other problem with your roof. And it provides you a lot of security and safety, just like attorneys and advocates do. But roofs are expensive, and attorneys and advocates are expensive. And I think kind of the key here is parents. If I think about parents in special education, I'm one of you, and that helps, right? So we are completely exhausted. We are oftentimes frustrated. We a lot of times have that, I call it my bullshit radar, but we kind of have like a no nonsense, like cut to the chase kind of thing because like we don't really have time for like pleasantries. Well, we have time for pleasantries, but we don't really have time for rigmarole, right? Like, don't give me the process. I don't have time for the process. I don't need the sales pitch. I like cut to the chase, right? And then we're doing something that we don't really want to be doing. And in addition to that, it's layered on with other things that we don't want to be doing. So, if you've got a child with behaviors, you're supporting behaviors that can be really difficult, and they can really kind of get to your soul from time to time. If you're supporting a child that struggles academically, you might be running to tutoring, you might be running to, all kinds of different places to support your child, and you might be feeling their frustration. It's normal to feel their frustration. You might be spending money on that kind of stuff. I always say that brand specificity alone that kids require is crazy. Like, don't try to switch up their yogurt on them. But that's expensive, right? They're very, very worthy, and they are so rewarding to us as parents, but they're expensive little guys. And so here I'm droning on and on. And what I'm about to tell you is cut to the chase. Parents of kids with special education don't want to spend the time, they don't want to spend the money, and they don't really want to spend their energy learning special education advocacy. But parents of kids that are on IEPs understand that there is a horrendous imbalance of power on IEP teams, that they oftentimes feel extremely confused. And even worse, they feel completely powerless on the IEP team. And they also understand that without their involvement, teams are kind of left to their own devices, and that's not working out. And so, I think parents are like, I know that there's a solution, but I don't have the time, energy, or money to come up with it. And so that is why I developed this new video product, which is called the IEP Guru Academy. These are super short videos. Each one of them is right at or under 20 minutes. Some of them are even shorter than that, like 12. 12 was my goal. That's really hard. It's unfortunately, special education and advocacy are a little bit more complicated than 12-minute videos if you want something that's really good. So 20 minutes. But still, my goal was that I be able to deliver valuable lessons to you in the amount of time it took you to drink a cup of coffee, or in the amount of time it took you to lie sideways in your bed with your phone in your hand as you were falling asleep, because those are the two places where I get decent information. The third is in the bathtub, but I think that is weird and probably unique to me. I don't mind sharing weird and unique things with you because I believe that humility helps to build relationships. See, I'm modeling what I teach you. So, and I think a lot of people have like epiphanies in the bathtub or the shower. I also do. And then it's weird when I'm like, I thought about you when I was in the bath. Anyway, we're on a tangent. So, the IEP Guru Academy videos are short, they are to the point, and they are on very limited topics. I am super duper excited to bring them to you. Now, I wish I could say they are launching on this date, and I am going to give you a tentative date for their launch, but I can't guarantee you that they're going to launch on that date, frankly. Perfectly imperfect. We're hoping to get them out to you on November 18th. I was in a car accident. It was minor. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Insurance people, you can use this as evidence. I'm fine. However, I'm not actually fine. I had a week that was blocked off to record all of these videos, and I just kind of found myself feeling worse and worse and worse every day. And I've got a bad back. And so I did try to record, and stuff was just not good enough for you. And so we decided to take the week off. I focused on some other things. I worked on our marketing plan. I took it super easy. And so we're about a week behind. And so I really hope that we can get them to you by the 18th. And if you ever meet Rachel in person and they are delivered on the 18th, then buy her a cup of coffee because she is working her tail off on a way tighter schedule than anticipated. So they are coming to you very, very soon. Now, I've got my little outline of what they are, and I want to tell you what we're doing. So, I will continue to release additional videos, but we're starting off with three different series. The first series, well, it doesn't matter if they're first, second, or third, but the first one I'll tell you about is on effective advocacy, negotiation, and teamwork. And so I've got a video for you on how to do interest-based negotiation, which I talk about all the time. I think it's the heart and soul of advocacy. It's like the number one negotiation skill. If people are like, what do I need to know? I literally had a babysitter that was doing amazing advocacy work for a group of young ladies. And she said, what do you need to know? And I was like, you need to be able to figure out what their interests are. So a video on interest-based negotiation. I've got a video that I think you're going to be really jazzed about. It's called From Tension to Teamwork, and it's about turning the conflict in your IEP team that's currently destructive into conflict that is ideological and good and productive and helpful. So it's about like embracing conflict, but turning that negative energy into something that you can actually like harness into good on your IEP team. It's called From Tension to Teamwork. And then I've got one on negotiation and compromise, because I think IEP teams get really stuck in just advocating. I think that people are like, oh, we need this program, or my kid needs this. But people don't have any give and take. And they certainly don't have any compromise of like, I'm going to prioritize that later. I'm going to take that off my priority list. And I see that a lot. And when I come in to help families, I set the tone of negotiation and compromise, and we get stuff done. And then it's like a way better outcome for the student. So that is the series on negotiation, advocacy, negotiation, and teamwork. Then I've got an inclusion series, which I'm sure you could have predicted. And the inclusion series has 3 videos. There is one called Maximizing Inclusive Environments, which is about adding supports to the IEP before going to a more restrictive environment. So layering on those supplementary aids and services before we get kicked out of the gen ed room or before we, have to go to a special school, whatever. Hey, Rach, I have to go to the bathroom. Pause. And then I've got one that's called Let's Get One Thing Straight. Disability category doesn't drive placement. That's for all you IQ testing naysayers. So it doesn't matter what your disability category is, that cannot drive the placement where you spend your day. Can't put you in a certain placement. And so I'll walk you through that. And then the third one in that series currently, and of course, as I said, we will add on to them, is called Behavior and Belonging, Overcoming Barriers to Inclusion. And I plan to do more on barriers to inclusion. Reading, I think, is the other ginormous barrier to inclusion. But this one is all about how we can get teams to implement better behavior supports, more comprehensive, better behavior supports, more consistent behavior supports, whatever it is, in order to protect a child's LRE. And that is 75% of what I do for clients, probably. From time to time it changes, but right now I've got a lot of those cases going on. And then the third series is called, I've changed the name of this one 1,000 times because it's really long. It is called Becoming an IEP Guru with Powerful Responses to Common School Team Comments. So basically, when the school team says this, here's what you say. So what I've done is I've taken a sampling of things that schools always say. And I'm like, here's how to deal with that. So schools a lot of times say, we just don't do it that way. That's not how we do it here. And I'm giving you the responses for that work and that keep your IEP team collaborative, that keep things moving along. Or schools say, your child is doing just fine with the supports that they currently have in place. How do you handle that? How do you keep the collaborative spirit? How do you move the needle when they say they're doing fine with what they currently have? We don't need to make any changes. And the third video, hang on, I don't know why it's not there. Let's see. Hang on, please hold. Oh, we don't have data to support that right now. Oh boy. How do we handle that? And how do we keep the IEP team feeling collaborative when the school team says that? I have lots of other plans for additional ones. Quite frankly, the next few will probably, if I can get them to fit into the current series, because I'd like to roll out series for you at a time, they will probably mirror some of the other products that I have available because all of the products, of course, had to be rebranded to the Collaborative IEP. And so I would like to be able to supplement those with short IEP Guru Academy videos as well. So we're just taking it piece by piece, like I said, but I am super excited for you to have these videos. I will tell you that when we launch them, they are going to be even more affordable than the way that they are launching. So, we're talking that every single video is going to be less than $20. In fact, a bundle of 3 videos might be less than $20 because I want these to you. My whole goal is to get special education advocacy information into the hands of IEP team members, particularly parents. And if I don't make short, affordable, easy to access videos, then you're not going to get them. And so I've got to make them extra super duper affordable. And that's what I'm doing for you. So, how does this all tie together? The IEP Guru videos, therefore, kind of align with our mission. They are a direct reflection of the mission statement of the Collaborative IEP, making advocacy more approachable, more practical, more collaborative. That's really what we're all about. And so the new brand, the Collaborative IEP, Ashley Barlow Company, has become, or let's say is becoming, because it's a slow trickle, the Collaborative IEP. And the video series is now a new product of the Collaborative IEP, the artist formerly known as Ashley Barlow Company. So we're reaffirming this commitment to empowering parents and teachers and advocates and anybody else that cares about the IEP process by giving you the tools that you need. So what's next? You are going to see a rebrand. Your Instagram and Facebook names for my business are going to change. All of my products are getting the new logo, the new name, everything updated. If you are in a circle community, which is where we keep our membership, everything is getting updated. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The membership is now called the Collaborative IEP membership, which members know. Membership's going to be on sale with this launch and like big time on sale. And I decided that the IEP Guru Academy videos should automatically go into the membership. So another membership perk is that every single one of these videos is coming into the membership. Yay! I'm excited about that. So that's the good news. I'm so happy to let the cat out of the bag. The Collaborative IEP is coming to you. The IEP Guru Academy videos are coming soon, November 18th, plus or minus, certainly before the December holidays. And really, this is a nice opportunity to thank you for your support. A lot of you have been here since Ashley Barlow Company started. A lot of you are new. The podcast is definitely my most popular product. And it's really fun to interact with you guys on a day to day basis. The one thing that I can say is that you all are so loyal and you are so thoughtful. And I really, really appreciate that. In fact, in order to appreciate you a little bit and in order to get the word out about the new brand, stay tuned to social media because over the next few weeks, I've got a lot of incentives where I'm giving away free products. I'll be giving away videos. I'll be giving away actual memberships, like year-long memberships. I'm giving away things like the inclusion workshop, the behavior workshop, the special education advocacy lab, some of my products for things that are on social media. So stay tuned Instagram and Facebook if you would like to participate in those things, because I just want to offer some thank yous to you. And in doing so, you will help to spread brand awareness for the Collaborative IEP. So stay tuned. Keep your eye out for the release of the IEP Guru Academy. Connect with the Collaborative IEP. Let me know what you think. Send me DMs, send me an email. I'm so excited about this. And share any thoughts or questions that you have about the rebrand. Thank you so much for being here. I did not think of a sign off. I guess I can still say the same one. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Thanks for joining us.